In recent years, the levels of migration into Ireland has drawn comparisons with the plantation of Ireland during the early 16th century into the 17th century. Is this comparison valid or a massive exaggeration? The historical plantation of Ireland spanned from the early 16th century, intensifying in the 17th century, particularly with the Ulster Plantation starting in 1606. The total number of settlers varied across different plantations, with the estimates for the Ulster Plantation suggesting up to 20,000 adult male English and Scottish settlers by the 1630s, implying a total settler population that could be as high as 80,000 to 150,000 when including families over the period of 100 years. Since the late 1990s, the demographic fabric of Ireland is undergoing once again a significant transformation, reshaped by the ongoing global migration trends. Across the world, communities are becoming increasingly diverse, driven by individuals and families seeking better opportunities, safety, and a new beginning. This demographic shift presents unique challenges for societal integration, policy making, and social cohesion. Recent Eurostat data has shown that Ireland now has the fourth highest migration population in the EU. For more on this story, we'll go live to our correspondent Gearoid Kelly, who has more on this evolving story. Hello Gearoid, how's things in the sunny southeast?
Hello Dave, a pleasant but a blustery day down here.
Okay, thanks. Gearoid, what does Eurostat data tell us about the number of people arriving?
Well, David, the European Statistics Agency, Eurostat, have just published figures showing that in 2022, Ireland accepted 250,000 immigrants into the country to live. That's 250,000 people arriving here in 1 year. To put it into context, the current Irish population stands at 5.2 million, and now 1.1 million is made up of people who are not born in the country. That's a staggering 22% of the people living in Ireland at the moment were not born in Ireland. Some experts are saying that by 2050, Irish people could be a minority in their own country.
What is the breakdown between EU-born and non-EU migrants?
Well, Eurostat have published that 2/3 of the immigrants into Ireland are from non-EU countries, while 1/3 of the immigrants are from EU countries.
So, Gearoid, what we're looking at for the moment is roughly 1/4 of the population being foreign born. In 10 years, could that figure be closer to 1/3?
Without a doubt, David, that if the current unimpeded immigration continues, then Irish people will only make up 2/3 and eventually less than half of the population within the next several decades.
What are the consequences of these massive levels of migration?
Well, one of the major consequences is on the current housing crisis in Ireland. We have our young adults, almost 70% of young adults are still living at home with their parents. This means that they will get married later and have children later, if at all. And this means that our own native population will continue to shrink while the foreign-born population continues to grow. There are also issues around infrastructure to do with hospitals, GPs, dentists and school places. So Ireland simply does not have the infrastructure in place to deal with large-scale immigration at present.
Gearoid, are there any other issues with these levels of mass migration?
Well, David, one of the major issues is homelessness. We have 13,800 Irish homeless, with 4,000 of those being children. And if the population continues to expand and houses are not being built, then we're going to see a sharp increase in homelessness over the next several decades.
Well, lots to feel uneasy about there, Gearoid, but thanks for the report.
Thanks, David. Back to you in the studio.